You will have caught up, I imagine, on the fact that fresh allegations were made of shoplifting against Golders Gutterman by Leo Malloy, who appears on the platform. And these allegations were based on a video that Mr. Malloy said he had seen and had been offered to show, a video of her taking something from a pack and save and supposedly, allegedly shoplifting. And this video was, to my understanding, going to be used by police to encourage harsher sentencing last November when Golders Gutterman was up for sentencing on her other shoplifting charges. As it is, no shoplifting charges have been laid as a result of this against Golders Gutterman, though she has rather stupidly come out and sort of defended herself at this. If you want to be out of the public eye, stay out of the public eye. But the question then arose, where did this video come from, who took it, and how did the police get hold of it? And it appears, and you will have read maybe some articles in mainstream media, that it came from a company called Auror Security, which operates, a bit like Pinkerton's, a very sophisticated video surveillance and surveillance operation for New Zealand retailers, many large New Zealand retailers, including most of our supermarkets. And that police have access to the database of video and surveillance that they have. And that has raised questions about, well, I don't know, the morals of that, the ethics of that, and police's ability to access that stuff. A lot of people, particularly I guess on the left, get outraged about this and about privacy and about Big Brother watching you. It's a reality, though. And what's happening in this space, I think, is important to all of us, for as much as it might outrage your sort of liberal or woke sensibilities, I would also say keeping us safe from crime and reducing the impact and cost to communities and all sorts of ways of crime and retail crime is an important thing. So joining us now for what I understand is an exclusive interview in New Zealand is Phil Thomson, who is the CEO of Auror Security, and he joins us by phone now. Mr. Thomson, welcome to the platform. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Good morning, Sean.
Firstly, can I have some background on Auror? Because you're a relatively new company, though I understand expanding fast.
Yeah, so it's pronounced Auror.
Auror.
But we've actually been around for over a decade. So we're a New Zealand-based company. Yeah, relatively new. We've been over a decade working right across New Zealand, Australia, and now the US, Canada, and the UK. And really, what we started the company was that we saw the issue around retail crime, and for us, we couldn't believe it was costing $2 million per day across New Zealand alone. And what we saw was an issue with the fact that retailers and police weren't collaborating as much as they could be. But it's probably really important to point out that it's not surveillance. I know people have been using that term, but what we're doing is quite simply just modernising the process of reporting crime. When people aren't paying for goods or intend not to pay for goods, and allowing retailers to better capture that information. So rather than using paper forms and spreadsheets, we've just digitised that process and then making it easier for them to inform police.
So you don't put in the cameras, but you run the software system that gathers the video that is taken, cross-references it?
Yeah. We're not cameras, and we're not video software either. We're the process around when something happens in a store. So let's say someone puts something into their shopping trolley and walks back out the front door without paying for it. The retailer will report that, and we're the platform they use to report that information for their own stores and their own head office. And that also can go to police for them to then investigate further as well. So there's evidence attached to that, which will be video footage, photos, witness statements, receipts. But we're simply just changing the way of reporting and providing that.
If you like, you corral all that information through your programs so it's available and it's cross-referenced?
We do.
Right.
So traditionally there's been CDs and USB sticks and two cops in a cop car driving down to the local supermarket
to pick up the video or pick up the receipts or take pictures of
Correct.
them on their phone.
We're just digitising that process. So, shoppers aren't being tracked by us at all. It's purely...
But they are being tracked by the stores, and you take that tracking and you store it, and you cross-reference it.
Well, CCTV has been around for 30 or 40 years, so that's not new. And again, they're
okay. So actually, my Pinkerton's comparison was exactly the right one. A new way of processing information to make it more powerful or more effective.
Yeah, probably. And I think the thing that we've been able to help both the retailers and the police understand better is actually what the problem we've got here isn't opportunistic shoplifting, it's organised retail crime. So 10% of people are doing 60% of this crime, and all we're doing is making it easier to link 5 of those individual events to the one person or to the group who are doing it.
All right. Phil, do the major retailers who use your service, do they share all their information together? Or are they siloed into the different organisations that contract you? In other words, can you then build up a database to look at trends and where, different supermarket chains or retailers have been subject or targeted by the same people?
Yeah, they're generally siloed, but what we do on the police side is help the police to understand the true nature of offending. So if someone's done 10 things across 3 different retailers, we can help connect those events together. So then the police are investigating that one person or that group, rather than historically it would be 10 individual events that might go to 10 different detectives to actually look into, which again often has been too difficult to do. So what we're seeing now is actually more efficiency on the police side, so they can do their jobs better and faster, and they do a great job, by the way, of working with retailers now to help get better outcomes as well.
So Phil, do you have a direct liaison with police?
So the police also use the software platform, and they use it to.
Well, hang on. Do they pay
the
to use the software platform, or do you give them access to it?
They pay. We give them additional information. Additional services like support for them to utilise.
So they're paying. They're a commercial customer.
They are, yes.
Okay, and you give them access to all the information you gather from all your other clients?
No. The retailers choose to give them access to certain events if it involves a criminal element.
Okay, so what restrictions? What restrictions do the retailers put on what they'll let the police see?
So they'll let the police see any event that they determine would be
any event,
a criminal event. So not every event.
Okay, so I'm just trying to establish how this works in practical terms. Can the police ring up and say, we want to see everyone who was on that camera between X and X? No.
So it's purely if a retailer has seen an event in their store, so say like a shoplifting event, and they've reported that into the platform, then the police can see that information. So again, no different from what used to happen. Retailers are informing the police around crime that's occurring in the community. Goris
Garriman wasn't charged with the crime, but her video, we understand, was made available to police. How did that happen?
So like I said, if someone's been involved in an event, I'm talking more generally here, that the retailer determines is a crime, they can then upload that information and the police will be able to see that. And from what I understand that the police have said is that they did review that information at the time that it was uploaded.